Good day, everyone. My name is Dr. Moshood Moses Mahmudu. I am very honored to be giving you this brief talk on health, exercise, and nutrition. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate everyone to this year's anniversary and reunion, and thank members of the executive for deeming it fit for me to give this talk. As we get older, we are now becoming busier with activities, trying to juggle life, family, work, chasing monies and stuff like that. And this has led us to have prolonged sitting time. Research have shown that an average adult globally spend anywhere between 6 to 8 hours every day sitting in one spot. And this has also led to an increase in cardiovascular related diseases like high blood pressures, like diabetes, depression, mood swing. The good news is that we can make small, realistic habits in our exercise and nutrition that can transform our health. So I'll give you exercise tips and habits that works, and diet and nutrition tips and habits. So we'll start with exercise. Exercise is something every adult agree that they need, but we are always struggling with exercise. Why? Because of consistency. And that's why we need to talk about these little tiny habits, that we can make this little tiny habit in our lives that can help us over a long period of time. WHO has agreed that if we're able to exercise for 150 minutes in a week, it can cut down our chances of getting cardiovascular related disease by up to 40%. Now, 150 minutes of exercise is just about 30 minutes per day. The first tip about exercise that I'd like to share with you is to move more every day. You really don't need to sign up in a gym. All you need to do is to increase the amount of steps that you take every day. Use the stairs more often. Park your car somewhere you can walk a good distance to get to your office. Every 45 minutes of sitting down, stand up and take a walk around. Another thing that helps a lot is drink a lot of water. When you drink a lot of water, you have a very high tendency to stand up in 1 hour to go and use the toilet. If you're able to take 7,000 steps every day, you have significantly lowered your risk of cardiovascular related diseases such as high blood pressure. In fact, the World Health Organization says if you take 7,000 steps every day, you are no longer regarded as sedentary. The next tip will be on strength training. As we get older by the year, our muscle mass and muscle strength is reducing every year for adults. In fact, it reduces up to 8% in 10 years. So that tells us that every day and every year, as we get older, our muscle mass is reducing, and muscle strength also. The way to combat this is to always remember to do strength training. Now, like I said earlier, you don't need to go to a gym. All you need to do is things like push-up, pull-ups, or lunges. These are very good exercises that will help you build your strength from head to toe, actually. Another tip is flexibility and mobility. We always need to remember to do stretches. Every time you wake up in the morning, try and stretch your back, stretch your waist, stretch your arms before you get onto your daily activities. So for exercise now, I've given you the tips of move more, walk up to 7,000, take up to 7,000 steps, do strength training, include strength training in your daily routine, and also stretch. Flexibility is very good for our health and blood flow. Okay, now on dieting and nutrition, this is one of the biggest issues in everybody's life. 70% of all kinds of diseases can actually be prevented if we are eating well and healthy. First tip is balanced diet. Now, we already know all of these things, right from primary school, right from secondary school. But again, it's difficult because we are not consistent. Balanced diet. The tip that I always work with is eat green. The greener your plate is, the healthier you are eating. What that means is whatever you are eating, always add vegetables, whether it's rice, whether it's beans, whether it's yam, whether it's egg. Every time you are eating a plate of food, remember to include vegetable in that meal. Don't overcook your vegetables when you're adding vegetables. Vegetables are best when you just steam them for a few minutes, not cook all the nutrients out of them. Another tip is to eat real food. Reduce the amount of processed food that you are eating. Also, please, you must learn to avoid eating late at night. A lot of us are victims of that big problem. 10 p.m., 11 p.m., you are sitting down with a big bowl of eba or pounded yam. It's very, very unhealthy. 7 p.m. is good to still eat dinner. 6 p.m. is very nice. But the later it gets, the more difficult, the more injurious that food is to your body system. And usually, dinner shouldn't be a heavy meal. Please, always try to cut down the size and portion of your dinner, whatever it is that you're eating. Another nutritional tip is hydration. Hydration, hydration, hydration. Drink water. Yeah, drink a lot of water. The more water we're able to consume, the best and better for our lives and our system. Let me tell you something. Every time you go and pee, okay, and you see that your urine color is a little yellowish, it means that you are getting dehydrated. The thicker the color is, the more dehydrated you are. So your urine is not exactly pure and transparent, but it shouldn't be yellowish in color. So please drink a lot of water. Every time we pee, the body is also removing toxic substances from our system. If you've heard things like detoxification, pee is just the secret. You need to drink a lot of water so that the body can get rid of toxic substances. Eating healthy is not about suffering or starving yourself. No, it's about maintaining healthy eating habits that you can sustain for a lifetime. So it's not, you don't need to wake up one morning and say, because you have heard Moshood talk, you don't want to eat eba at night again, or you don't want to eat pounded yam. No. You need to take baby steps, small steps, so that you can sustain it over the rest of your life. You need to gradually introduce vegetable into your food so that you can sustain it over the rest of your life. You also need to eat fruits. In a week, you should try to eat some important fruits in our lives. Cucumber, watermelon, apple, these are very, very needed fruits in our lives because we get a lot of micronutrients from these fruits. Two final tips that I would like to conclude with, that we always ignore or downplay as adults, is sleep and stress management. We always need to have at least 6 hours of sleep at night. If you are unable to get 6 hours of sleep at night, during the day you are going to have mood swings, you are going to be irritated easily, you are going to also always struggle with weight management, you are going to also struggle with high blood pressure. When we sleep is when our body repairs itself. So sleep and rest is very important. As we get older, we shouldn't joke with our sleep. 6 hours of sleep at night, at least that's ideal. Stress management. We also need to learn to find ways to manage stress. After a day's activity, we are almost always stressed with whatever it is, whether it's work or family. One of the easiest way to manage such stress is taking a walk. Just drop your phone, or if you like to listen to music, plug your ears, walk around your estate, walk around your office. It will help you if you're able to walk 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just to take your mind off that stressor. If it's work, if it's kids, family, you can just walk for 15 minutes and get back to whatever it is that you're doing. So, as we are all celebrating this reunion, I want to encourage everybody to invest in themselves. Take time to walk more, drink lots of water, reduce eating processed food, eat more vegetables and fruits, and our body will always reward us. We're going to feel more energetic, we're going to feel sharper, we're going to have better mood, and at the end of the day, we pushed a lot of diseases away from ourselves. If you have questions, you need more advice or consultations, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to be of help to everybody here. I wish you all a happy celebration. Thank you very much.